President Park Hang-gil had shared, that has caught my attention very deeply. Because when you're talking about, that tonight what I'm going to share, I'm talking about consumer progressively becoming a business builders. So what President Park Hang-gil had shared, as I said, had caught my attention because why? He kept emphasizing to be able to be a healthy builders, you need to have 92% of consumers and only 8% of builders. And that is an area that caught me, that it is so important to have consumer in order to be successful, because he shared why there are so many leaders are struggling in spite of their position because there is a lack of consumer. That's why they are struggling. And tonight I'm sharing so that we do not fall into that category. We build consumer 92% so that we can grow, progressively, successfully. Okay? Because this is very important. Okay, we want to look at, in order to become progressively a consumer, progressively to becoming a business builder, there are action steps that you need to take. The word knowledge. Knowledge is very important. I hope that through this session, you will remember this knowledge stand for what? Okay, let's look at the first word, the first letter, K. Now, K stands for know. Okay, but on this, first of all, let me ask you a question. How do you know Shatin? You know Shatin through a friend, right?
Yep.
Can I have a second slide? No, oh yes, okay, sorry. Okay, K, yes. So now you may see Chinese because I also teach in the Chinese team. So instead of doing 2 slides, I'll just do 1 for 2 purposes. So it's important, like how you know, like I mentioned, Shatin is through your friend, right? Now, in the same way, it is very important, perhaps it's good for you to know your whole team, your team background. Why is it so? Because it's where your support comes from, okay? Like, Shatin, Winnie, Justin, perhaps you also know Ricky. But do you know James? Do you know Carol? Where did they come? Where are they part of your team? Do you know that? Okay, so just like Winnie. See, Winnie is the one that I have shared with, that she also shared with you all in her last session. All right, she shared in, I think it's one of the sharing, I cannot know which group. See, later perhaps you will understand. And I support my team, I support where I put Ricky Chia and Lily to her team. And then where Ricky put Shirley Yang, and Shirley Yang put Shatin. That's where the UK team birthed forth, right? But then here, do you know where I fit into this whole team? That means we have a child, you have parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents. Justin become your great-great-great-grandfather, right? So this is where you know your whole team and you know where you can get your support, because it's very important that you have your Korea support, our Korean leader support, you have your Singapore leader support. So this is important for you to know. Okay, that means this is an area you have to take note. So when you build as a consumer, first of all, besides knowing, now we know basically your team, where your background is. Then right now you know how you can reach out your contacts. It's important to know your contacts, their like, their dislike, and know their needs, be it financially, physically, or what kind of relationship you have with one another. Because that will make your work much more effective. When you understand the condition of your friends, your contact, you are able to know how to relate to them, how to help them. You know their struggle, and you can be there for them. So when you know the situation, this is where you not only build consumer, not only build builders, but you build a relationship. So this relationship will help you, grow your team together. So it's very important. Besides knowing your own context, you also need to know your surrounding people, like your neighborhood, like wherever you may be in. Are you sensitive around, looking around and for opportunities where you can also speak to lives? Because we have absolute quality, absolute price, where you can help people stay healthy through our supplement products. You can help people save money, so you are spreading good news. So when you know and be sensitive around you, that's where you are able to relate, and that's where you know your purpose, what you are supposed to do. This is how I tap a lot of my contact. This is what I practice in my own lives. Tonight's session is everything from my own life experience that I wrote these lessons down for all of us to share with all of us, so that we can grow, that we could know exactly how we can build our business healthily, how we can be effective. It's just like UK is a very new team, but you all are growing very strong. But the question that I ask, do you all know each other very well? Do you all know each other background? Do you all know each other needs? Do you know each other likes and dislikes? Now, all these are important, because this is how it will help you to be effective. So if you do not know, then it's very hard, So if you know, you will be very sensitive. You will start to speak words of life into people, words of encouragement, words that will build them, words that help them to see and put their perspective right. So all these are vital in your business, in your developing, in your business, in your relationship. Okay. Now, why? Because I have people that I know who I know financially struggling, and I make a point, even beginning, they show no interest. If Winnie doesn't mind, I will just pick you as an example. Beginning, when I signed her, she's just only a consumer, but she showed no interest in the business. Later, as I keep talking about the prospect, the future that she can have, her retirement, then she start really working, putting on effort on it, So you never know when they become your builders, right? So this is very important. Okay, the next letter we're going to look at is N. Next letter, N is never procrastinate. Why do I say that? You need to act upon your decision making. When you have made decisions, you have planned, you have decided plan to contact so and so, that individual, be it making phone call, be it delivering samples, or giving people product testing, whatever you plan, do not procrastinate. We had problems. This is an issue that many people tend to procrastinate in their planning of their day. They perhaps can plan one whole day schedule, that what they want to do, but then they procrastinate. They have been interrupted by a lot of other activities, a lot of distractions, so much so that they lose focus and they procrastinate. They say, oh, I do it next day. Oh, I do it next day. The next day become 3 days, become a week, and even over a month. Then this can be a hinder can be a great hinder to your progress. So because procrastinating something, it is very real. We struggle. I struggle with that too. Do any one of you struggle with this? Can I know? Have the answer? So let us not procrastinate to when you make a plan to do what you know that will strengthen your business, that will help you to build your business, that will help you to strengthen your relationship. Don't procrastinate. Act upon it ASAP. This is important. Okay, the next letter we're going to look at it is O. Next, O, the next letter, O stands for openness. Now, in this business, it's very important that we be very honest to share what you are doing for a living. You know, why is Atomy important to you? Be very open. Do not be afraid, to talk about it openly, what you are doing. When I was being open to what I'm doing, I get people, slam onto my face. You know why? Because they know I'm a pastor. They know I'm a missionary. What am I doing in this academic business? They start question, are you losing your calling? Are you being out of sight, out of your ministry? No. In our openness, we will face challenges. You will have criticism from others. Are you prepared to accept that? When people turn me down, when I was being open, I get rejections. I have people give me the cynical look, the cynical attitudes. But wow, what am I to do? Do I get offended? Will I get upset? No. You know why? I'm just being honest with you. You like it, you come on board with me. You don't like it, it's okay. Why? Because I need to survive. I need to pay my bills. Does that make me unspiritual? No. Because there's a marketplace ministry. Doesn't mean you have to be full-time working in a church that is a calling. No. Wherever we are, if you are a Christian, wherever you are, that is your calling. That is your ministry. So in building your business, you don't have to afraid how people look at you, and pass whatever remark. Just be open, just be honest. That's how you need to move on. Because if you're not honest, you are just being shy, try to hush in what you are trying to share. People will know. But when people know your sincerity, your honesty, at the end of the day, they appreciate your honesty. They appreciate you. So don't be afraid about, being open. Talk about it. Because in building consumer, when you are being open, do you know that you will draw people to you because of your honesty? In turn, they may talk about their own challenges in their lives. Because Atomy business is not just about making money. It's building relationship. It is strengthening one another, encouraging one another, moving on with their lives. And how Atomy business can be a great income to solve their financial problem. If they have financial challenges, So never be afraid of that. Okay? Then you have a lot of people have all kinds of mindset, not only your others, even yourself. You can have mindset in thinking all this, what are the way I should approach, how I should talk. You become so careful of how you talk. All this can make you very uncomfortable, are not being your real self. Be your real self. When you are being open and honest, you don't put on a mask. You have to be your real self and transparent in sharing. your heart and what Atomy is to you. Because as far as what is Atomy to me, it's a ministry. It's a ministry where I could touch life, I could impact life. It's a ministry where I can evangelize. It's a business where I not only help myself financially for my retirement, but it also help others. Isn't that wonderful? So this is beautiful. We need to be open. Okay, let's move on to the next letter, W. W talk about worry. Now, we need to stop worrying about what your families will say about you, your friends, your loved ones think of you. You know, I remember, like Carol and James, some of you may know, our Sharon Rose master. But James is a nutritionist by profession. Carol is a pharmacist by profession. When they left their job to do Atomy, you know, I criticized them. I said, what a mistake you have made. You know, your profession, her parents were upset. I was upset with them, I tell you honestly. Have such a good profession, why do they leave and go into Atomy? Later part when I'm in it, then I will understand them. And I appreciate them because they get rejection from me too. So they are not afraid. They are not worried what people think of them. You know, so when I learn from them, I realize I cannot worry about what my friend thinks about me. You know, what others think about me. Especially worry about the reputation of MLM business. Why? Because MLM business has a bad reputation globally. You know, so we start to worry this, we try to convince our contacts. We don't have to worry. We just need to move on. Just be yourself, open, and don't worry too much. Just do what you need to do. Another area that worry us usually is our pride. Our pride, because we worry of rejection. Isn't that true? We are our pride. We are worried, you know, what people think of us, think of me. I tell you honestly, beginning, I have this kind of problem too. I worry, hey, I'm a pastor, I'm a missionary, what people think about me. I have to break their mindset. You have to start, changes have to start within me. I've got to stop worrying about it. I have to do what I need to do. The correct way of doing, you know, and not afraid of rejections. I tell you, I got many rejections. And I got rejections from close friends, years of friendship. See, am I worried? I have learned not to worry. Not to worry, and not to worry how can I convince people. All we need to do the right thing. Practice the right thing that you know you ought to do and what ought not to do. So don't have to worry too much. Whether they come on board with you or not, whether they are consumer or your partner or they may not or they may be, don't worry too much. Just do it. Just do it. That's why I practice. This is the way I do things in my daily lives. That's why I'm just so busy. That's why I told Shatin, she has been asking me. After that, I felt so bad that I owe her, you know, a time slot to share. You know, Shatin is really on the ball leader, I tell you. She never let go any of her leaders, you know, that she can get hold of to share, which is good. You got a very good leader, you know. Shatin really set a very good example. Okay, let's go to the next letter on L. Now, L stands for level. Now, there are 6 levels to build a consumer to progressively to become a business builder. First level usually is they have to start using the products. If they have not used the products, you don't even have to talk about level, what are the level. Just let people try products. Just let people use the products, you know. That's the first level. The second level, you can be sure, once they use the product, they will repeat the orders. Why? Because of the absolute quality, absolute price. Because of this, you can be sure they repeat the order. I tell you, have all my consumer and all my, most of my consumers, everyone who use the product will come back and repeat the order. They go to the level 2. And then from the level 2, the consumer will go to the level 3, where they start increase you buying new products, start using new products. You may start from 1, 2, or 3. It will go and up to 10, 20, 30, to even 40 products. I personally have used almost 100 products of Atomy products. So this is the level 3. So once they test it up, then you can be sure the level 4, they will become your auto consumer. So when they become your auto consumer, they will start sharing the products. Why? Because they know it's so good and it's so cheap. That's where, now I'm sharing this with you, is that this is what the progressive on my part as a consumer to become a builders. So when and this is how I start sharing with people. That's how my team keep growing. That's how I keep sharing with people. Whether they accept or they reject, it's okay. So that's where I built my consumer. That's where I built my builders from consumer. They become an auto consumer. You can be sure when they start sharing the products, they will definitely go into the level 5 where they do the part-time. Why? Most of them have jobs. So if they have a circular job, they cannot put full-time into it. Just like Shatin has a job. She cannot go full-time. That is considered a part-time. But a part-time may even put more hours than the full-time person. You never know. But as long you can be sure when people have reached level 5, because they have been motivated, because they start seeing an income coming into their account, that motivated them. Gradually, I'm sure when the income increased, they will say, I think I can quit my job and do full-time. That's what Shatin always tell me. I can't wait to get into full-time. That's what Shatin always tell me that, right? Because Shatin saw the prospect, that is where it motivated her. That's why she worked so hard. What a great team, UK team, to have such a leader, who has been a great motivator. So that's why she is right now, says, she has, though have not been the level 6, but she is doing a level 6 job right now, in spite of her job. Wonderful. Now in level 6 is very important where when you do level 5 and 6, you have to, it's important you practice ABC. Because if you don't practice ABC, because especially you are new in this business, you won't know how to share the business. So you may face a lot of rejection, but you practice ABC. A is your advisor. B, you will be the builders or the bridge. C is your consumer, and then you practice it. You always let your A know the background of C, prepare. So in the minute, this will help you, in building your business smoothly, successfully. I appreciate James and Carol has helped me in this area very much. Like whenever I got a new person, even till today, I still practice ABC with James and Carol, with my new partners. Why? Is it I'm not adequate to do it myself? No. Because what I know, What they know, I may not know. What they can input, I also want to learn from them. So in the same way, you can learn from your advisor. It is important to always have this practice, you know, in your building your builders. Okay. So that they can, you know, they become your builders or auto consumer. It's okay. You know, a lot of my consumer are auto consumer. So I concentrate a lot of my time in servicing my consumer and my builders. Because why? From consumer, progressively, they'll become your builders. So it's very important. Okay, next we come to E, education. Now, first of all, it's very important. It's a must if you are a leader. Must show your gratitude to all your leaders. People who has plowed their lives into you that helped you. First, I want to take this opportunity to really thank Justin and Mr. Hong and Miss Jo. They are a great blessing, a great help. And also I want to thank James and Carol. You know, they have been a great help to me, even till today. And Justin, I really appreciate him. Why? Solved my lot of headache. He took over a lot of the job that will become, you know, share the load with me. That's why he is able to give you a lot of training and also providing the servicing and helping us to ship our orders, sending to you all UK, so that you all could try it out. Without him, you know, today UK will not be able to function so effectively. So let us thank Justin and Mr. Hong. Give them applause. Thank them for their great effort. I really appreciate you, Justin. You know, he has made my job, you know, lesser load. If not, I cannot cope up because my team are growing and I have challenges. So I'm so happy he took over some of my load that give me less headache. So I have more time to help the weaker people. You know, so as leader, gratitude is very important. This is part of the education. Our gratitude, we must not only show our gratitude, we must have a appreciation, a thankful heart, and love for them, appreciate them. Okay, because they have plowed a lot of their time, their effort in helping our team, in helping our whole teams. So you can be sure, all of you, the Singapore team will also, not only the Korea team that help you, Singapore team will also be ready to help you if you need help. You can be sure your leaders, be in Korea, be in Singapore, we are all there for you, UK team. Okay, super synergy team. Great job. Okay. Now, under the education is very important. So right now in your learning, you know the SA and the ODS, these are very important. Your video learning, your coaching, and also your ABC practices. These are part of education because you produce, you duplicate after your kind. You know, what kind of leader you will produce, what kind of partners you have. If you are an unappreciative leader, you will produce those kind of leaders too. So make sure we sow the right seed so that we bear the right fruits, a healthy fruits, you know. And it's important to also be involved to join the success system of Atomy. We all know what is the system of Atomy, right? The success system, the 8 core value, you know, the 8 steps, whatever it is, the life scenario, all these things is very important that you be involved in it. Okay. Right. So let us move on to our next letter. D. D stands for discipline. It's important we discipline our daily workload. Just like all of us, most of you are working. You have to give 8 hours a day job in your office because you are paid for it, right? But then Atomy is your own business. So it takes a lot of discipline, especially if you have a job. And if these are your second line of job. So a lot of discipline is required, you know. So how fast we want to see our progress, it is how disciplined you are. Like what the saying says, the sluggard is always a procrastinator. You look at it, a sluggish person is always a procrastinator. They procrastinate. Don't ever be a sluggard. Okay, don't be sluggish in your business. A sluggard has developed the ability to put off starting a task as well as completing those tasks already. So don't ever do that. So learn from the, from the ends. You who are Christian, look at the book of Proverbs. Learn from the ends how you can do your Atomy business. In Proverbs chapter 22, verse 13, where you can write down, those of you who are Christian, you can turn to it and learn from the ends and learn what it means to be sluggish. And chapter 6, verse 9 to 10, chapter 10, verse 5, chapter 12, verse 27, chapter 26, verse 15, chapter 20, verse 4. There are a lot of, much more, but I just giving you a few, how how we do not want to live in poverty. A sluggish person will end up in poverty. So let us be disciplined. Just at the ends, they know when summer they work very hard, they prepare for their winter. So all of us in Atomy business, now is your summer. You must work hard. So when there will come a day where you have to retire, there is no more income for you. And that will be your income, your source of income. When your winter comes, but you already have all your reserve. Through what? Through Atomy business. Isn't that wonderful? Huh? Let's work for it. Let's work hard for it. Okay? Another area to discipline is to be punctual. Punctual with your appointments, especially you have appointments to meet up with your potential. Don't let people wait for you. I always try never let people wait for me when I have an appointment. I will always try to be early. Unless there's some really emergency. If not, my first priority to be punctual, to be always early. So another area is we also need to practice love. Why do I say practice love? Love needs to be practiced. Why? You have a lot of unlovable people around you too, It's easy to love the lovable, but it's hard to love the unlovable. Isn't that true? People who gets on your nerve, people who irritates you, people get so fed up with you and say nasty word to you. Then you still got to smile and just say, it's okay. It's all right, I still love you. I still have the unconditional love. Isn't that true? This takes discipline, you know that? You don't let your emotion rule over you and get angry, get agitated or how they respond to you. No, you can't do that. You got to just love unconditional, agape love. That's what you need to do. And then you need to serve in humility. Okay, serve. You know, even delivering goods, even serving whatever way that is needed. I have consumer, I tell you, they will call you, they can go into the website and do purchases, but they just want your service. They just want you to serve them. They feel that they deserve it. Are you going to fold your arms and say, why should I? You know, you can do it yourself. Can we be so nasty? You got to just solo it, serve them, okay. Just be patient. Come to a day slowly to teach them. They can do their own purchasing. In many ways, in serving in humility, there are many ways. You see how Justin and Mr. Hong, they are really serving in humility. How they pack, you know, when I was in Korea, they help us to pack for my China team. I look at all your UK product shipment, I think of those days, my China team, where they also had to do the same thing for my China team. It's a lot of work. And I was there, it's no joke. It's hard work. We really appreciate them. Let's thank them for Mr. Hong and Justin again for all the hard work. You know, it's not easy. They really serve in humility. They really have set an example for us. We really want to thank them and appreciate them. Okay, so another thing is also a discipline that you need to do is calling your partners weekly and even your consumers, because it's important, especially partners that you work closely. It's very important. You got to follow up, you got to check with them, how things goes. Sometimes they get discouraged. That's why you need to encourage them. That's when you got to discipline to make a point to call them, even 5 minutes call, 10 minutes call. You may have one whole list of things, but it's okay. But of course, I've had partners, I know they are matured enough. They don't need my weekly call. Perhaps once a while I will call them, once a while we'll meet up for coffee or tea, you know, but especially your new partners who are still a baby, who are still learning, you know, that needs more attention. You'll need more than just once a week. It may need alternate day. It may need even daily. Okay, that's how you build your builders. That's how you strengthen their arms. Okay, because it's important you stay connected with your consumer and your partners. This is vital. Because why? It's interrelated. Our whole team, all of you are also part of my whole team, you know. So at least the reason I'm sharing so that you could know your whole team, that you have people that you can count on. You have leaders in Singapore. You have leaders in Korea, you know, that you can also count on. So you are not alone. UK, Super Synergy Group, you know, you are not alone. You can be sure we are all there for all of you. Okay, let's go to the next letter, G. G, you need to be a goal takers. Now this goal takers is very important. How you can achieve these goal takers besides those that I have shared, those above, you just need to do that. It's important for goal takers, you need to know how your metric can transform your Atomy business. If you do not know your metrics, it's very hard to know the strength of your team, the performance of your teams. In order for you to achieve, to be a goal taker, you need to have your metric. So when you have your metric, you know how to strengthen your weak part and how to, you know, mobilize your strong part so that you can move forward to achieve, you know, to be the goal taker, to achieve your dreams and your goals. So you need to stay focused, the important part of your business. Okay, that's through metric, you will know your own progress to which level to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams. It's very important. Okay, let's go to the next. Last letter, E. Endurance. Well, you know, we all have all kind of personality, right? When you deal with people, when there's people, there will be problems. I say there's one place that's no problem. You know where? Huh? Do you know where have no problems? Yeah. Our brother say, heaven. No, you go to grave, you go to the graveyard. When you're there, there's no more problems. But when we have people, we're dealing with people. People are problematic people. You can be sure you're dealing with lives. You know, people who give lives, the people who give death, words of death. Because why? The Bible says in the book of James, our tongue is 6 inches long. We can kill a 6-foot man. Why? Our tongue has power of life and death. Make sure we speak life and not death. Builds life and not death. You know, in the atomic business, you really need to endure because why? You can be sure you have some who can really disappoint you. You know, some that will hurt you in spite of all the effort, the time you're given them. Some will be very unappreciative. Some even take you for granted and putting blame and pointing finger at you. You know, some are aggressive, some are introvert, extrovert. You're all kind of people. You're dealing with people. There are people who are very slow by nature, slow in expressing themselves. Now I'm a high introvert. I don't like to talk. I don't like to be at a front, you know, row. If I can era, I era. You know what does that mean? I really don't like to face people in public speaking. I really dislike it. I like to work silently, quietly behind the scene. That is my nature. Unless I'm forced to, I got no choice. I like to always let somebody who can talk, let them talk. I keep quiet, you know. But we are all different, but that's where endurance has to come in, you know. James and Carol has endured my many nonsense too. Justin also have to face my many nonsense too. Huh? I also give Justin a lot of headache. Though Justin also give me a lot of headache. But okay, we still love each other. Right, Justin? Huh? We still are partners. We are still a whole team. We are all related to one another. We belong to the whole team. See? The James and Carol is above me, and Justin is above Carol and James. You know, Winnie is below me. You know, Ricky is below me. You know, Winnie is below me. You know, and all of you. But we are all part of the team. So I want to see all of you be successful. And I see great potential in UK group. You all are growing pretty fast. Excellent, great job, all of you. Huh? Just need to endure. Don't give up. You may have very slow people, but never give up. You know, don't be impatient, just endure. Have the fruits, you know, the fruits of the spirit. Patience is one of them. Kind, goodness, love, you know, wherever it is. Long suffering. Okay? Importantly, run the race well. So, all builders, let's run together and make it together. Thank you. This is my last conclusion on this.